welcome to another week of the SoReal Sports Podcast with your host, the CEO slash owner of SoReal Studios LLC, Lamar Segment, and my partner in crime all the time, Reggie Walker. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Another week, man. Another week
And we
in
back
the
in.
books. Finna get started. Happy belated Mother's Day to Miss Walker, Shayla Walker, and to your mother. Happy belated.
And to yours too.
Did they enjoy it?
Yes, actually, I sent my mama some money, and like she didn't even know it. Like she had called me to ask me something completely else, completely different. Then later realizing, called back and was like, "Boy, you just sent me some money."
My mom, hey, you can't never go wrong with money. Now, I got my wife. I cook for her, of course. I do it every Mother's Day. What else I do? I bought her a massage gun because normally I just take her to get a massage. But I was like, let me get this gun, and she likes it. She really enjoys the gun. For my mother, I'm gonna take her to get a massage because she never got one before. So my brother's gonna get her nails and feet done, and I'm gonna take her to get a massage. So that's what we doing for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So glad everybody enjoyed their Mother's Day. What's the next holiday? The 4th?
Yeah, the 4th.
Yeah, because ain't such thing as Father's Day.
No.
All right, now let's get to it. Let's talk about some sports, baby. What we gonna start on?
Actually, my next holiday is my wife's birthday, which is the second before the first, or before the 4th.
Well, to be honest, mine is the anniversary, which is next month. So
yeah, oh yeah.
I was just basically trying to go national, and we have both been right. It would have been the 4th because it ain't nothing in June besides Children's Day. I forgot Children's Day is in June.
That's every day.
Yeah, that's pretty much every day. All right, let's get into some sports, man. Let's talk some NBA. Let's go to the NBA. Now, in our last week of the season, I think every team got, 5 at the most games left? I know we're playing one of our 5 games right now. I don't know, how many games do the Celtics have left?
We have 4.
4? Okay. So with that being said, season about to be over. And we pretty much know who gonna be in the playoffs and who not gonna be in the playoffs. There's still a couple of teams that's looking to try to get in, but we can just talk about the teams that's pretty much eliminated or you feel like finna be eliminated. Out of all the teams that's not making the playoffs, which team is your biggest disappointment this year?
That's already eliminated. I really don't have one. I mean, everybody that's eliminated, I expect them to be eliminated. Think about it. Like Cavaliers, we didn't expect them to make the playoffs. We didn't expect the Pistons to make the playoffs. And let's go to the West. We didn't expect the Timberwolves. We didn't expect who was it make it out there? Who already eliminated?
The Kings.
Kings, yeah, no. It's just like certain teams, like I didn't, who already eliminated that I expected. So, with that being said, there's no real surprise in being eliminated because we're pretty much used to being eliminated, especially within the last few years. Even though I like the Kings, what they was trying to do, but I mean, we didn't expect anything spectacular out of them. That being said, even though Russell Westbrook tonight just surpassed Oscar Robertson with 182 triple doubles, I do believe they're on a slippery slope to not being a playoff contender. Even though I think they are right now in the play-in situation, but they will not go far, and that's disappointing. My
Well,
other team would be the Pelicans, just because they are technically would have had a good possibility with Zion being now injured out for the season. I don't think that their chances are great at all without him. Now they did have a nice little run without him during the season, but this is playoff time. This is the time that you need to shine. I don't think they have that many key players that can step up to the plate and shine. If they had a supporting or, the confidence from Zion is, all the hype that goes with that, I think that, yeah, maybe they make a little noise, but yeah, those are my two disappointments from both East and West.
okay. In the East, I really don't see a disappointment. Detroit, of course, Detroit sucks. We got the Cavs. We know they suck. Got the Magic. They traded all they players, so they pretty much was tanking. Toronto, kind of, sort of. Pascal Siakam, he definitely was on the decline this year. Kyle Lowry, pretty much his last year this year. Ain't no telling where he's going to go next year. I do like Van Fleet. I just don't think that they totally ready to make a run. And to be honest, Kawhi was the reason why they even did everything that they did that year they won the championship.
Facts.
The Bulls. The Bulls made a late playoff run, but I don't think they'll be able to make it. They only 2 games behind the Pacers in order to make the playoffs. But I don't think they have enough in them to pull it out to get in the playing game. So I'm not too much disappointed in them either. Even though Zach LaVine had a hell of a season. And then they picked up Vucevic. It's too early for them. That's a young team, and that team will get better. I do predict them to make the playoffs next year. I got 2 teams in the West. Now, the first team I want to talk about is not the Rockets. Rockets is trash. James Harden left there. It's not the Thunder. Chris Paul left. They're trash. It's actually the Timberwolves, in which you just spoke of. I don't see how they are not making the playoffs with a team that good. They have the talent. They have D'Angelo Russell, Cat. They have Anthony Edwards, who could possibly be Rookie of the Year this year. Karl Anthony Towns, if y'all don't know who Cat is. All right. I also like Malik Beasley and Ricky Rubio. I don't understand how they keep not making the playoffs every single year. Maybe it's the organization. I mean, I do like Saunders. Rest in peace to the great Saunders. His son took over. They got rid of him. They haven't been to the playoffs only once since 2004. And when they made the playoffs, it was 2 years ago, and they had to beat the Nuggets to even make the playoffs. Then they got swept in the first round. So they haven't been good since KG was there. Just to sum it all up. They haven't been good since KG was there. And KG at least took them to the conference finals. It's probably the organization. I'm just going to overall say it's the organization. Now, the other team, I would agree with you on this one. It's the Pelicans. The Pelicans got the talent also. They have a young core in Zion Williamson. Also, they got Brandon Ingram, in which, let's just be honest, the Lakers made a bad move of getting rid of Ingram and keeping Kuzma. They should have just swapped that out. They would have been a way better team than they are right now. But that's another subject for another day. They just missing something. It feels like the Pelicans are just missing something. Now, Lonzo Ball, he had a better year this year than he had any year in his career so far. Eric Bledsoe, they'll get rid of him next year. Right now, they are 31-37. Only 1.5 games behind the Spurs, in which I believe my Spurs will still make the playoffs. I just don't believe that the Pelicans can come back. I really don't. And to be honest with you, I believe they don't believe in their head coach, Stan Van Gundy. And Stan.
How many games are they behind you?
Just 1.5.
You won that. Okay.
1.5. But you just mentioned that Zion is pretty much out for the season. So they're pretty much gonna cancel them. All they gotta do is lose 2 games and it's over with. The way we're beating the Bucks right now, that's gonna make it a full 2 game ahead.
Right.
I don't believe they believe in Stan Van Gundy. Also, I can't believe Steven Adams is a failure. Like Steven Adams haven't been good since Westbrook been there with him. It's just not fitting. So Steven Adams gonna be pretty much gone after this year. He might just retire because ain't nobody gonna really pick him up with the contract that he got. I think he making $15 million a year. I don't think anybody want to pick him up unless the Boston Celtics want to give him a shot.
When you got that kind of money.
But I feel like they'll be good next year.
We were gonna make a run here. We should have did that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. When he was actually decent. But he definitely ain't decent this year. But those the 2 that I got. Now, I do not see the T-Wolves making a playoff next year unless they do something incredible and pick up like DeMar DeRozan, and that would definitely help them out. The Pelicans, I believe they'll make it next year just based off the talent that they have.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I really can see both of them. But that was my 2 disappointments.
Okay.
So we agree on one, but the other, yeah, I don't know about that. Wizards, I like the Wizards, man, to be honest with you. They started so bad at the beginning of the year. Now they actually getting that pace and making it to the playoffs. And to be honest with you, if Bradley Beal is healthy, I feel like they can scare somebody in the playoffs. Depends on what seed they be.
Really rough right now.
All right. Let's go to some baseball. How about that? Let's move on to some baseball. Now, baseball season, pretty much a month and a half into the season, and it's been some shocking things that happened. One, for instance, no-hitters. It has been 4 no-hitters this year. 5 if you want to count Madison Bumgarner, which we always debate all the time. I don't. It's been 4 no-hitters so far. Real 5 no-hitters, 4 9-inning no-hitters, 1 7-inning no-hitter. How about that? So, Reggie, why do you think it's been so many no-hitters so far this season? What's going on?
I don't know. It's a good season though, because I mean it's well on track to be the best in history. Because I mean, God, what a month and a half in the season and we got 4 no hitters already.
Mm-hmm.
Technically 5, but 4 in the books. But I mean, I don't know. It's definitely unheard of. I don't know. This I'm still new to this thing, so it's like this is very impressive to me. Like, how is this happening? The only thing I can think of, we did got some really good hidden talent pitchers out there, but the pitchers that are throwing these no hitters, we were used to. Like we know what they're capable of doing, but this early in the season, like not to mention that it can happen again.
Yeah. So, Reggie, do you feel like which is better? A high-scoring game in which the score would be like 10-11, where you get nothing but hitting going on by both teams? Or do you like a good pitching game in which it's a possible no-hitter and the score be like 2-0 or 2-1, stuff like that? Which one you like better? Good pitching or good hitting?
I mean, they both exciting in themselves. This is like, a person that like a high scoring offensive type game versus the person that like a defensive low scoring game. I'm more traditional. I like a defensive, game. Like keep it to where, you got that excitement level to where that person may or may not do something based on how good the defense continues to play, which would be a no hitter. But everybody also loves that excitement of damn, they just scored. We got 3 on, 2 out. So, like that's in them clusters, and it's hand in hand. It goes, eye for eye. So I can't really pick, but from what I've seen so far in baseball, I'm gonna stick with the defense thing and say like a low scoring game lets me know that the pitcher, which is the most important element of the team, carry out.
That's true. I agree. I love a low scoring game. I love the fact that a pitcher can get into a hitter's head, especially good hitters, like the hitters that we got in this day and age. Now, back in the day, I used to love to see Roger Clemens going up against Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa, even though they took steroids, or Barry Bonds, to be exact. I love a Pedro Martinez or Randy Johnson going up against King Griffey Jr. and all them young boys back in the early 2000s, 1990s. I used to love that back in the day growing up, especially the way that my father brought me up on baseball, because I was playing it ever since I was 3 years old. I used to play T-ball league and all that. So I knew about the players. I just never watched the game, like, to be honest. I watched ESPN straight up highlights. But this is the reason why you see that there's so many no-hitters this year. Have you ever heard of the balls being juiced? You ever heard of that term?
The what now?
The baseballs being juiced.
No.
All right, so this is what I'm going to tell you about the balls being juiced. Now, after the steroid era, in which Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, and Mark McGwire, they was hitting about 70 home runs every year.
Yeah.
After that, when they finally got rid of the steroids and started suspending players, they had a big drought in which it was something like this going on. It's too many good pitchers. It wasn't that many people hitting home runs. So what MLB started to do is juice up the ball. What they mean by juice up the ball, that means they made it a little bit softer for whenever somebody do hit the ball, it's going to go further. So a normal hit that go about 300 feet, it'll actually go out the ballpark just so they can get the home runs going up, in which it's legal to do as long as players not doing it. The league did it for the teams. So now you had so many people hitting home runs that it went crazy. 2 years ago, they set a record for 6,776 home runs. That's the most home runs in a 162 game season in history. That was 2 years ago. Last year, they would have been on pace to break that record but they couldn't do it because it was Corona and all that stuff, and it shortened down to 60. So what they did this year is they fixed the juice balls and they made them a little bit harder for them to go over. Just a little bit. Now it's harder for people to hit home runs this year because they took the juice out the ball. So that's the reason why you have less people hitting the ball for home runs.
But that's not explaining no hitters though.
This is where the no hitters come into play. When it's harder for you to hit a home run, that's what players do nowadays. Back in the day, they hit to get on base. Now, hitters hit to either hit it out the park or strike out. If the ball's not juiced enough for them to hit it out, they either hitting a pop fly or a ground out, or they striking out like normal. That's the reason why when they took the juice out, it's harder for hitters to get a base hit or a contact hit. Because if you look, most of it's been 4, let me give you the names of the 4 people that got no hitters. Joe Musgrove, Carlos Rondon, John Means, and Wade Miley. Now, all 4 of them played against an American League team. That's the crazy thing about it. All 4 of them got a no-hitter against American League team. And 2 of the no-hitters went against the same team, and that's the Cleveland Indians. So that lets you know Cleveland sucks again. Now, back to my main point. My main point is that with all these no-hitters, most of them are coming from a ground out or a fly out. The reason why it's coming from a fly out because it's not going far enough because they took the juice out. Normally, those fly outs end up being home runs when it was juice. Now, since it's not juice, it's just staying in the ballpark and just being an easy fly out. That's one of the reasons. Now, also the good reason is because these 4 pitchers are good. They are really good pitchers. They can really pitch.
That's gonna be like one of the things I was gonna ask. Like you don't think he got nothing to do with the pitcher at all?
Oh yes. Oh, of course. Yes. These pitchers get their spots. They getting strikeouts and they know what they're doing. I'm not trying to discredit the pitcher in any way. I'm just saying juice on the ball is making a big difference because I actually can see more people getting no hitters this year too. So just because we got 4 right now, I can see a possible 10 no hitters this year.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's way beyond a record for 1 year.
Yeah.
And you know, my record starts when black people start playing baseball. But that's another story.
So it's still 7.
Yeah, it's still 7. It's still 7. But I'm glad that you like it like that because I like it like that too. Because I don't like them high scoring games. That just lets you know the pitchers on both sides suck. And then you're going to get to the point where you actually going to have position players throwing the ball because they don't want to get rid of their whole bullpen for 1 game just so it can be over with. Because you seen first basemen throwing fastballs against pitchers because it was a blowout.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all. All right. I love that the fact that we could talk a little bit about that and you actually gave some good input on it. Appreciate it.
Hey.
That lets you keep hockey in Friday 1 more week.
That's messed up, man.
But we getting ready for the playoffs in hockey though.
Yeah, we are. They are fastly approaching.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, I'm trying to get my wife on board, man. She won't even just give it a chance.
They don't even got a Wisconsin team, do they?
No.
Nah, they don't.
Nope.
So you pretty much ain't gonna get her anyway. All right, let's get to football. The regular season schedule is coming out on Wednesday. Well, we're not gonna talk about that right now. What we are gonna talk about is the NFL rookie quarterbacks. Now you do got Justin Fields with the Chicago Bears. You got Zach Wilson with the Jets. You got the great Ian Book with the Saints. That's just throwing a little jab. You got Trey Lance with the 49ers. You got Trevor Lawrence with the Jaguars. Reggie, with this upcoming season, I forgot Mac Jones with the Patriots. I know it's going to be a lot of Patriots fans don't like the fact that I didn't mention Mac Jones, so let me mention him too. Reggie, out of all these rookie quarterbacks, which one you think will have the easiest adjustment to the NFL this coming up season?
Mac Jones, Alabama. I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. I just want to say, I'm like, come on, man. Thought we were gonna get rid of the bias.
Look, you took a serious jab at all the Patriots fans right there. So look, I had to make that right. I had to make it right. Plus, he's from Alabama. So, but look, like seriously though, like I think that he is a good candidate for that quarterback position with the Patriots. Like I really believe he is the Tom Brady quarterback that Belichick is looking for. He can do exactly what he will be looking for in his next quarterback. But I'm not going to say him. I'm going to say the obvious, which is Trevor Lawrence. I think that he will smoothly and greatly intensify that team. There's like the Jaguars already been tough. We know they're tough. They just weren't able to get up. Like they went through quarterbacks like crazy. This is a good quarterback for them. Who believed in the stash? Come on. Who believed in the stash?
Hey man, you better respect the stash. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah. No.
What's his name again? I forgot.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh yeah, Minshew, man.
You can't even respect it. You don't even know his name.
Hey man, it's been a while.
Damn it, man. But yeah, I think he'll be the smoothest transition. I know Justin Fields out there. That's gonna be something interesting to look at. I'm not gonna say a damn thing about Ian Book. We're gonna keep moving. I do like Zach Wilson, but I'm not sure how smooth a transition that'll be for him. He really don't have nothing offensively. He really doesn't have, the weapons to go to. He doesn't. I think it'll be rough for him starting out. But yeah, overall, Trevor Lawrence, I think that he gonna take that team to at least 9 wins. In that division, 9 wins is acceptable. With Houston being where Houston at right now. The Colts being everything they had going on. They drafted well. Colts did a damn good. They did
damn good draft. Yeah.
But and then who else we got? We got the Titans in that division too. Mm-hmm. So that's something that, Titans will be his hardest, stint in that division. But he should transition well. I think he got it in him. He proved it, on the levels he did that he competed in Clemson. So yeah, he'll be good. He'll be fine.
Okay, I'm glad we don't agree. All right, now this is who I got. Trevor Lawrence, you're right. He will have the easiest division out of all the rookie quarterbacks because of the Texans being traded. The Titans, that's his biggest threat. And then the Colts, we don't know what they're getting from Carson Wentz. That's the biggest question mark of the whole thing. What Carson Wentz is going to do with the Colts. Now, Trey Lance will have the hardest, but it's not guaranteed that Trey Lance will be the starting quarterback week 1. So you can't adjust if you're not playing. He got my Rams. He got the Seahawks. He got the Cardinals. And the Cardinals been spending money like it growing trees or something. Because they got J.J. Watt. I believe they picked up another corner.
Yeah, Watt.
Yeah. They pretty much got, A.J. Green. Forgot about that. So, yeah, he going to have the hardest. Zach Wilson going to have the hardest city to deal with because New York ain't no joke. Boy, they will boo you as soon as you throw one interception. The very first interception very first pass that Sam Darnold threw was a pick 6, and they booed the hell out that man. I believe he's glad that he's just out of New York more than the fact that he's with the Panthers. He's just glad to be out of there.
He gonna get mono again.
What about he might be seeing ghosts again, but who knows? All right, let's go to Mac Jones. Mac Jones will have the easiest city to deal with because it's in New England. Okay, New England. They don't expect nothing much. They already got 6 championships. They believe that Mac Jones is the future. So they're going to let him slowly get himself together in order for him to be the new quarterback. And plus they got Cam Newton. So he might not even start week 1. I believe Cam is going to start week 1, but it's not guaranteed. But that's another topic for another day. So I will be biased, Reggie, and I'm going with Justin Fields. Justin Fields will have the easiest adjustment. And here's why. Pressure is going to be on him because Matt Nagy got a chance of being fired if anything goes bad this year. They done gave him too many chances, and he has failed. He has failed because he's the reason why Mitchell Trubisky was the quarterback. They traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky. And guess what? They haven't succeeded with him. Even though they have made the playoffs, they feel like that team defensively has been good enough to go further than where they've been. All they've been missing is a quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky was not the quarterback. Justin Fields is the quarterback. So with all that pressure on him, I definitely believe that Justin Fields can handle that pressure. He has dealt with a lot of pressure before. He has dealt with the fact that he didn't get picked over who was that quarterback for Georgia that was trash and nobody knows about him right now?
From what year? Last
Jake
year?
Fromm. Jake Fromm.
That's what
yes, they picked Jake Fromm over Justin Fields was the reason why he went to Ohio State. Now, he went to Ohio State. He played great. He never lost a game against Michigan, but that's not saying much because Michigan sucks. We already know that. Even in the playoffs, he did great against Clemson. He just had to deal with Alabama, who pretty much had the best team in the nation. It's hard to beat that team when you have, 4 or 5 players that was in the first round picked this year in the draft. So it was going to be hard to beat Alabama. You got to admit that. Alabama stay loaded up with the roster every single year. That is without a doubt. Nick Saban finds a way to do it every time. I mean, Nick Saban finds a way to do it every time. But that's besides the point. Now, he's going to the Chicago Bears. Now, Chicago Bears division goes by this. The Green Bay Packers. It's not guaranteed that Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback starting week 1. That would definitely help out. Minnesota Vikings. Hell, they just drafted his replacement in Kellen Mond. So ain't no telling how Kirk Cousins is going to treat this last year. And the Detroit Lions, we already know Jared Goff is there. So you ain't really looking forward to anything. They made the playoffs last year. Do you think that he can do better than Mitchell Trubisky? I do. I think he can do better than Mitchell Trubisky. So that's why he's going to have the easiest way to adjustment. He can rely on that defense. Khalil Mack, Hakeem Hicks, they got good corners. That defense, you always can depend on having a good defense in Chicago. I don't know why. Well, we got with the 85 Bears. You could always depend on a good defense. The only problem they had was offense. Now, Tariq Cohen should be back. Rest in peace to Tariq Cohen's brother. I heard that he passed away today. If it wasn't today, it was yesterday. I seen it on Bleacher Report that his brother died. So my condolences go out to him and his family. What was the backup running back? Montgomery. David Montgomery. He actually had a pretty good year last year. So hopefully he can continue that. And I think they drafted another running back in the draft. I can't remember his name, but I believe they'll do good. Overall, I'm just saying that Justin Fields will have the easiest adjustment because it's not going to take that much for him to adjust based off the coach and the defense that he has. Every other team has so much they have to rely on in order for them to get better. I would have picked Trey Lance, but he probably ain't even going to start. That's the only reason why I didn't pick him.
All right, so let me ask you this right here, because I already made mine. I went with Trevor Lawrence having the easiest transition, having the better year. I already said he could easily win, coming to the organization, easily win 9 games. And obviously 9 games can get their team into the playoffs. Are you saying that Justin Fields, not being biased because he is your Ohio State quarterback?
D Ohio State. We trademarked the D in D Ohio State. So you gotta inform us, you gotta say D Ohio State whenever you're talking about them Buckeyes. But continue.
What's your bold prediction on how many games he will win this year?
I say 10-7.
Okay.
10-7.
He will win 10 games.
10 games.
Will be back in the playoffs.
Back in the playoffs. 10 game by your boy, Justin Fields. And Justin Fields will win Rookie of the Year. All because of the record. Now, Trevor Lawrence will have a good year, but his record would not show it. Justin Fields' record will show it. And the only reason why I'm giving it to Justin Fields because I don't believe Trey Lance will be starting week 1.
Okay.
They still got Jimmy G.
That's what you hope.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping it. You ain't lying.
I think I'm looking at it differently.
You ain't lying. I definitely hope. All right. So let's get to the end of today, which is my segment. So, Reggie, you already know what I'm finna do. Mute. All right. Now, it's something that happened today that really pissed me off. It really upset me today. And for this, I will cut the music off because I'm finna get serious. Because I don't understand what's going on. Now, what pissed me off today is that I heard breaking news that it was a signing that happened in the NFL. And that signing was Tim Tebow is getting signed for the Jacksonville Jaguars as a tight end. Do anybody know when the last time Tim Tebow played in the NFL? I tell you, 2012, he played in the NFL and he was a quarterback for the Jets. Is he a quarterback coming back this year? No, he's a tight end. A tight end. So you give this man 9 years since he even stepped foot on the NFL field and he comes back and gets a job as a tight end? Okay, I understand. Tim Tebow used to be the quarterback for Florida back when Urban Meyer was there in Florida. They won a national championship together. What the hell that got to do with this year? That has nothing to do with this year. That happened back in late 2000s. It was early 2000s? What, it was 2004? 2006? Come on, man. This man haven't played in 9 years. You know what he was doing after 2012? The man was playing baseball for the Mets AAA team, not the professional team, the AAA team. And guess what he did there? Nothing. He couldn't bat over 210 in there. That's the reason why he's going back to football, because he sucked so bad. You want to know one good fact about this? Michael Jordan had a better batting average than Tim Tebow. Just think about it. Michael Jordan, back when he played, had a better batting average than Tim Tebow. People actually think that Michael Jordan could have went pro in baseball. Even though I feel like he would have been trash compared to how great he is in basketball. But that's neither here nor there. He couldn't even make it in baseball. But guess what? He gets another chance in football as a tight end in Jacksonville. Come on, man. Y'all got to be serious. Now, let me tell you that some free agent tight ends that are available, they got picked over Tim Tebow. Anybody remember Tyler Eifert? Tyler Eifert used to be a good tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, injuries has bothered him, but guess what? He's still available. And guess what? He wasn't picked. Tim Tebow was picked over him. Let's go to Jordan Reed. Anybody remember Jordan Reed? He was good for the Washington football team, who used to be the Washington Redskins. He was good. Guess what happened to him? Injuries messed him up too. He didn't get picked. Tim Tebow got picked. Let's go to good old Jesse James. Anybody remember good old Jesse James? He did good with Big Ben back in Pittsburgh. Guess what? He's still available. Who was picked over him? Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow. Haven't played in football in the NFL in 9 years. Guess what? I feel like that y'all could have picked Johnny Manziel over Tim Tebow. And I would have felt better about that. This dude playing in a league that nobody even knows about. And he sucks there too. But guess what? He's been playing football compared to what Tim Tebow been doing, swinging a bat around, striking out, can't even make it to the pros. Lamar, why you getting on him? He's just trying to do something. Well, yeah, it's a difference between trying to do something and getting privileged to be able to do something. That's two entirely different things. You think that anybody from baseball can leave baseball right now and go to the NFL and get a job? Not saying MLB. I'm talking about a AAA player, because that's what Tebow was, a AAA player. A AAA player leaving baseball, going to the NFL and getting a contract right now. You think that can happen to anybody else? No. It can only happen to Tim Tebow. I'm not even giving this white privilege. I'm giving it privilege to be the fact that he's Tim Tebow. And you know why that he gets that privilege? Because he's religious. He took a knee for Christians. He took a knee for the saints. I don't care about that. It's about what's right and what's wrong. What he getting the opportunity to do is wrong, because there's too many other people, other tight ends that deserve that spot, not just veterans. We just had an NFL draft. And guess what? Not everybody got picked in the NFL draft. Tight ends are still available. It's unsigned, undrafted players. And guess what? They don't get the opportunity above the great Tim Tebow. And I'm tired of seeing the one goddamn highlight reel from Tim Tebow. We seen that he threw one pass to Demaryius Thomas in the playoffs to win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can we stop seeing that same shit over and over again like that was the best play in history? Anybody could have made that throw. They threw everybody up in the box. Hell, it was one person guarding that one player, and he just threw a good pass. He ran the rest of the route for the touchdown. It ain't like he threw it to him in the end zone. He threw it to him to run the 80 yards for the touchdown. I just don't like the fact that he got a chance to play in the NFL after sucking so bad in baseball. But hey, I'm going to be honest with you. He might not ever get on the field. He might not even make it past the training camp. But guess what? He's getting the opportunity in which other players, other tight ends didn't get. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, Reggie. Had to get it off. Whew! Man, had to get that off my chest, man.
That was by far your best segment ever.
Now let's talk about WWE. Now, just playing.
Cut it off. In the segment.
I'm just playing. But yeah, man, that is ridiculous.
I completely agree with you.
That is ridiculous that Tebow got this opportunity.
And not only did he suck in AAA baseball, but he also sucked at NFL quarterback. Why are we steady giving this man? Why is he fucking relevant?
And guess what? Back when he was a quarterback, guess what position they offered him to play? Tight end.
Tight end.
Guess what he said? No, quarterback.
Quarterback. But you take a tight end position now.
He just spotlights. He is spotlight thirsty. That's all it is.
Yep. That's all.
He's thirsty for the spotlight. He just don't like the fact that nobody's talking about it. But hey, he got talked about on here. Might not have been positive, but hey, he got what he wanted. All right. Wednesday, the schedule will be released in the NFL. We will be doing other topics also, but we'd like to update y'all on what our best week for our teams and things of that nature. But y'all know more about that on Wednesday. We're ending this today. Y'all have a good Monday. See y'all on Wednesday with another episode of the SoReal Sports Podcast. Salute. See y'all Wednesday.